Welcome back everyone, this is part 11. In this part I'm going to show you how I installed wooden coffee stir sticks into this room here, and I actually used a template, so I'm going to show you how to get a template made from a floor that's hard to get at or an awkward shaped room. So you can see I decided to paint that floor, but this is the same floors that you've seen in my gnome home. All of my floors in the gnome home are made from wooden coffee stir sticks that I've glued down and stained with instant coffee. So I want to put a floor in here, and I actually want to use some wooden coffee sticks, but the floor would be so much easier if I could just make it outside and I wouldn't have to stand here and glue each one individually while I'm standing here. So I get a piece of paper and I shove it in. I've already done it. I just didn't want you to hear all that crinkling and rustling. There's no point to that. It's just a piece of paper. We're going to shove it into the wall, and then we take our fingernail and we squish it into all the edges. Then you take it out, and then you cut around the edges, and then you go back in, and you keep doing that until you have a perfect fit. If your room's too big, try a piece of newspaper. I've done that before. And then you have a template that you can transfer to a cardboard or cereal box or poster board. When I put my wooden sticks in, I prefer to put it on something that I can bend. So I'm going to take you over to my desk and I'll show you what I mean. So now that I have my template, I'm going to transfer it to just the back of a cereal box, and I can use my glue stick and just get this to stick down so it doesn't move around. I've done this a lot in my gnome home because I built a lot of wonky rooms and I put wooden floors in all of them. Okay. And then we just take our pen and we're going to draw around our template. Okay, and we can take that off. We don't need the paper anymore. And now we just cut out our shape. Okay, so I've already rounded this out, and if I wouldn't have rounded that out yet, I could have put the sticks any which way I wanted to, but I went ahead and did that. I was trying to get ahead of the game. You know, I've done this enough, you think I would learn, but that's okay because I can bend this board. See how I have to bend it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my sticks horizontally, like this way. So when the board's sitting in there like that, all the sticks are going to be going this way. And you'll see once I get the sticks on there how I can bend that board. Alright, so just the same way we did the door, we are going to glue each and every one of these sticks down. But before I do that, I have to cut all the ends straight because these are going to be too short to reach across, so they need to butt up against each other. Alright, and I'm just going to glue sections at a time because this glue will dry before I get a section done. And again, I'm not going to worry about overhang because I'm going to cut that when this is all dry. Okay, as you're going along, you'll notice that sometimes the stick will keep popping up, and you have to keep working. You can't stop to just hold that one stick down. So I just put little things like a paint bottle on top, and see there's one sticking up there, so I just put that there. And by the time I'm done, that's glued down. Alright, there's my floor. And I did this last night, and when I went to bed I made sure I put this underneath a big book so it sat underneath a book all night and stayed flat. If you don't do that on pieces that are just, on these coffee sticks that are just glued down on thin board, they will warp and then you'll get up and they'll be all out of shape. And you want to take a couple things into consideration. One is paint on your walls, because when you put this in, if it's too tight of a fit, it's going to scrape your paint. So just make sure you trim, because you most likely have to trim the edges as well. When you transfer a paper template to stock board and then put sticks on top, there will be a little bit extra, so trim it off a little bit. And see how I can bend it? Because I put it on that cereal box. I can bend the boards, and that's because they're going in that direction. Alright. Okay, so now what I can do is figure out how I'm going to finish this floor. Am I going to paint it or stain it or whatever? So I'll do all that now before I glue it in place. Alright, I'm ready to start working on my floor, and this one I want to make a little bit more shabby looking, a little shabby chic I guess you call it. So I'm going to try some black, and I haven't done this before. We're going to be doing this for the first time together. And I don't want to paint the whole thing black, so I got piece of paper towel. Oh my goodness, come out of there. I got a piece of paper towel and I just dampened it. So now I just want to rub it on there in a few places. Doing things like this is always kind of freaky at the start because you think, what am I doing? And I'm just hoping that it turns out. Alright, nice and dry. So now I have my white paint. I just remembered I didn't want a white floor. Honest to God, I wanted a cream colored floor. So when I'm done here, I might be pulling some cream over this. Why did I do that? Because the white is just too bright. Here, I'm going to see if I can. So just pull some of that off. Alright, I'm just going to dip my brush in a little bit of water just to get this paint to go a little further. Yes, this color is much better than white. That's the idea. Alright, that is dry. So when you wear out a floor, the whole point of making it shabby chic is wearing it out where they would normally walk. So this is the front, this is the doorway, this is another doorway. So those are the areas that I will work on. And like I said, I have no idea how well this is going to turn out. Okay, I'll continue working off camera. We'll come back and see what we got. Oh, there's so much shadow in here. So sorry about that. I don't know how to fix that issue. Kind of a dark day today. Anyway, just sanded down the spots that would naturally wear thin. Okay, so I put glue right on the base floor itself so I can maneuver this this floor without getting it all over the walls and everything. And you can see I didn't pull the glue all the way to the very sides because once I push this down, it will push the glue to the sides. And I am going to varnish this floor, but I'm going to do it after it's in. I was having troubles keeping this part down. So a couple of tubes pushed up against the ceiling is forcing that down. So I just have to find one for here, and then I can walk away and leave it dry. Okay, so you can see I've already got my frame on and my baseboards. The baseboards, these ones I actually hot glued in place, and the reason why I did that is because I knew I was going to be putting a little bit of, what is this stuff here, in between the baseboard and the wall, just because there was too much of a crack there I could see. So I just took my finger and just ran it down and then washed off the excess and then painted it. So if the hot glue ever melts, this stuff here is going to keep those baseboards in place. Alright guys, we're going to end the video here, and I'll send you over to the next one where you can see I'm working on a hallway, and that is a room made out of pretty much nothing. It's not even part of the boxes themselves. It's just I utilized some space behind the boxes, and I'll show you how I did that. So I'll see you over there.